everybody, my name is Ryan and welcome to a new video in the Casual Online Game Series. Today we're continuing the 7 Dan Adventures on Fox. So yeah, if you've noticed recently that if your feedback is taking a little while to get to me, I would pre-record a lot of these videos, so if you just wait a few more episodes, I will probably get to it. So I noticed that some of you guys mentioned that you like the longer videos, so I've been kind of, well, I think now that I'm 7 Dan, I could definitely do those, but sometimes it's really hard to have the patience to do it for two reasons. One, it's just really hard to find an opponent, especially like people just they just quit, they just leave the room the first second they see this win rate. So yeah, it's been not very fun finding an opponent these days. And the second thing is the rank discrepancy. Sometimes when someone uses an AI, they're like super strong and they play super well, but when they don't, the normal 7 Dans on Fox are pretty easy. So it's kind of hard to have the patience to do that. But you know, I will try my best to make it happen, to make it fun for you guys as well. So from now on, I'll only be doing 30-second games and no more 15 and 20-second games. And I'll try to explain a bit more on the way. So yeah, so I probably need to talk about the game for a little bit first. So I started with my pretty trademark opening nowadays. My opponent approached and played a knight's move and played this high extension, which is not very common, but I guess it's pretty old. After I approached, he made the one space low approach. So in order to play this knight's move and fight, I decided to make some exchanges over here. So after getting some sente moves, I'm now going to come back and play this move. So I think no matter what, this should benefit me a little bit. If he pushes in cut, I'll just Atari and play the Tiger's Mouth. And whatever he plays, I'm going to have a lot of Aji on the side. So I'm not sure how well this plan will work, but we'll see. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this result, actually. Locally, he can't really capture the right side very easily. I have like this move as well, which also will be very annoying for him, because if he captures, then I'll just extend back. Actually, I might do that now. This is a very annoying move that really gets that white shape. So whatever he responds, I should be able to play this one space extension and settle very nicely on the side. And because there's not too many big moves on the board, I think this would be good. So this is interesting. Interesting move. I kind of want to extend in, but he can actually hana it, and since I can't connect, nothing too much for me to do on the inside. So what I'm going to do is just do the one space extension and escape. So he has to respond, because then I can, if he doesn't, I can extend here in sente. So basically I extended here, and then he played the knight's move, and then I extended up. So pretty happy with the exchange. And also later when I extend here, this knight's move is a very, very big move, because then I can extend inside. I actually kind of want to play it now. This is very big. If I extend later here, he has to connect, and then I can extend back. And it's not only good big points, but it also, his group isn't alive yet either. So it's a very big move to both for points and influence. So something else that people mentioned was they really liked the videos where I was ranking up. So I wanted to, I did speed up those quite a bit, and the reason for this is because I really wanted to, I don't really like sandbagging, and it feels like it's not really fair for the player who is playing me, because obviously most of the time I'm just going to roll through them. And so I personally, I really believe in that you should be able to learn something at all levels. So this is why I've been doing only the higher level matches. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason for me kind of speeding up the ranks. But I think at 7 Dan, this is a pretty good level. So I've been trying my best to try to explain everything well. So I'm still trying to see how well this goes, but hopefully I can still play, a 7, 8, or 9 Dan game, and no matter what level you are, you should be able to learn at least something from watching the video. So that's like the goal here. Okay, so my opponent played this Atari. So what I want to do is actually counter Atari on this side. I'm not sure if that will work, actually. So let me just read that out for a minute. So I think I can do this. This is pretty uncomfortable for him. Now, do I want to push through, or should I just give up the side? Haven't really decided what I want to do yet. I think I can Atari, and even though... Oh, he can Atari here first, I guess. Yeah, so since he already spent so many moves here, and I already got the nice move in, even if he captures the lower side, it's not very big. And also, it's not too realistic for me, at least in the near future, to attack this group on the right. So he has 2 strong groups, and it's not that big territory in between. So since I have this move, he has to Atari on the outside, which means I can actually just capture twice. So basically, I've just connected everything back again. So locally, his shape is actually very bad. And so locally, we've basically established a mutual agreement here. But I'm actually pretty happy with this result. And now he pincered. I don't really want to just play this move directly, so I'm gonna counter pincer first, and then let him do whatever he wants on the side. So I think this exchange is beneficial because, well, normally he would be able to do a 2-space extension, but obviously now he can't. And since this stone is really far away, I'm not afraid of the 3/3 attachment, which is a common follow-up move when the large knight enclosure gets pincered. Because when he attaches, I get a lot of influence on this side, so I can make this into territory. But actually, this move is a little surprising, because this makes my corner really strong. So he's going to attach twice, and then jump out. Okay. So pretty standard move. So my opponent is very, I want to say, relatively solid style. But unfortunately, being really solid, you kind of have to be paying attention to efficiency quite a bit. Because, well, I mean, yeah, it's easy to play solid moves, but sometimes your stones aren't, in the right place. And in that case, your efficiency will also be lowered. So, even though he made this one space, so he didn't want to extend this stone back, because I would be able to clamp here, and then he would have to connect, and then this group wouldn't be alive, which this will be a weak group. So he wanted to extend first, but that doesn't really affect me too much, because if he pulls back, I can still cut, and that will probably force him to connect, and then I could get this turn incentive, because if he taris, I can tari through. So this is a pretty annoying move for him, so then I can just get this turn. This is a very, very big move for points. And now even if he captures my stone, his group isn't going to be alive yet. Also, this attachment seems a little too early, because he can't really get the clamp on top here. Interesting. I guess I will just escape on the right. So he definitely is trying to attack me, but I don't think this group is really attackable. Just because white isn't very strong on the outside. So yeah, I don't think there's too much you can gain from this fight.
9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2。
About 26 plus 36, close to 40 points. So the territory is actually pretty close. I'm not really too far ahead in terms of territory yet. Actually, the clamp is a good move. I don't really have too many resisting moves for this one. Whoa, that's an overplay. I was just reading that actually, because even if he pushes through here, I can just turn on this side, and here he's kind of owing a cut, so my connection is sente. So basically, he's enclosing himself, and he's risking a huge amount right now. So yeah, this is kind of a random, super aggressive move, like suddenly, which I didn't really expect. I expected him just to Atari, and then I'll probably just pull this move back, and then he's gonna probably go out this way, and then, yeah, stuff will continue like that. But yeah, this really, really aggressive move is definitely not good, because, well, so right now what's happening is he has these 4 stones that are kind of hanging here. I have sente moves like Kosumi, extending is also sente. So, and he's gonna keep attacking me. That is very interesting, because basically if I jump or do something similar on this side, it's gonna be sente. because, well, it's going to capture this. And whenever I Atari this here, I'm just going to capture the 4 stones because I can Atari, and net. So basically, he's in a very sticky situation right now. Yeah, I guess I can connect. Maybe I should have extended directly. That wouldn't have given him even the possibility of this peeping move. So another kind of weird move. I don't know why he would connect here. Because he just got cut, right? So I think from this fight on the right side, we can really see that you need good shape to play aggressive moves. And if you don't have good shape and you play aggressive moves, you are going to get punished very easily. And that's what's happening to White right now. So now he can't protect this cut. So he has to play this move so I can just cut off these stones here.
8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
So, do I want to make this cut? Yeah, might as well. Just cut this off. Get the points first. He's still owing a move on the right side because this white group is very weak. In order to secure the connection, he has to get... Basically, when I connect, it's going to be Sente at all times. So he can't really do anything to my group in the center. While he's also these 4 stones are kind of just hanging here as well. So if I just Atari and push through, I can gain a lot of center potential, pretty much in Sente, because he has to connect this back also. So he made that group alive, but then does he not care about this group? I guess I kind of need to make a decision of whether I want to fight or I want to play it calmly. I think after getting this, Black's territory is definitely ahead by quite a bit. Yeah, I think I can just fight. I'm just gonna push through in the middle because if I just let him connect, he also has Sente moves to get in, so the potential is kind of annoying, and I just feel like getting the group to attack because this kind of game is a lot easier to play. When your opponent has a weak group, they have to worry about it all the time. So I kind of like playing that kind of game. It just feels a lot easier. So I don't need to save the 2 stones. If he captures, he also owes a cut. So yeah, he's gonna give up this middle group. Yeah, so this kind of game is very comfortable for me. He's got this group that he has to worry about. I can just attack it a little bit, gain some influence, and I also have a lot of territory to work with as well. Okay, so this group is alive. Gonna make some territory then, using these stones. So how much territory does white have? We can actually count this pretty easily. So he's got 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe 12. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Plus this corner over here. So maybe 42. 42 or so points. And, well, now it's changed a little bit. But we can count black also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, 26 because he captured 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 30, 40, 50. And not counting the potential. And also he just lost white just lost quite a bit of points in the corner as well. So he only has 30 right now, and black has 50, not counting the territory that black is just about to get in the corner. So and he's playing a double hane in a place where, okay, maybe I do have to be a little careful here. Yeah, I do have to be a little careful because he might be able to cut my center. Okay, I expected him to Atari and push through, but this seems a little soft. So I can just connect back. Basically, I just need all my groups to be connected, and then what is he going to do with his group? Actually, I was a little worried about this Atari. If he Ataris and pushes through, just bulldoze through the side. I wasn't really sure how to respond yet. Okay, what I'm gonna do, it's a little painful for me, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm going to attach and cut to make better shape. He extended. Okay, he should have probably just Atari'd immediately or directly. But yeah, now I have good shape. I can just go back to the corner, because if he plays the 2-2, if I block, there's a ko in the corner, or white can actually capture the 4 stones. So actually quite a bit to worry about there. So you're gonna cut me in this situation. Okay, my opponent is just fighting in all the wrong situations. Because look at this group, it's just kind of hanging there, right? It's I already spent a move in the corner as well. So he's got no eye. There's no place to make eyes in the corner. So if he just he's just gonna die. I'm even gonna just make this vulgar Atari, and just so there's no more variations. Oh, okay, I only have 4 liberties, so I do have to be a little careful here. Because you can actually throw in and then cut. But still, he doesn't have enough liberties. Okay, that will probably... That's pretty much game over. All I have to do now is... Actually, I don't even have to protect the cut. I can just jump down. This is a little... He actually just made it even easier for me. I'm just gonna protect the cut then, because if he cuts, there's still quite I'm still quite short on liberties. But now it's just I can just play whatever I want basically. I don't even know what to do because there's just so many ways to do it.
九八七六五四三。
Okay, I'll play this move and then I'll extend. And it's just too obvious that this is not enough eye space. Plus, if I Atari this back, he gained nothing from cutting this group. Because we can see after the two Ataris, White has to connect on the inside. So he resigns here. Okay. It wasn't too interesting for me, but I think the fights were very cool. So here, I think White should definitely play a move on this side, because once Black spends a move here, Black pretty much settled the whole side. So originally, since White chose this joseki, White should definitely try to get something here, but we can see after Black reducing this in one move, it's gonna be difficult for White. And also this exchange was way too good as well. And then maybe the jump was a little bit of an overplay, but I wanted to play a move kind of in this area. If I jump here, he can just extend out. So I was planning on sacrificing a little bit. So actually here, he should have made an Atari. So he can actually Atari and then cut here. So now if I cut, he can actually capture, which probably would have wasted one of my co-threats. And yeah, if I push through here, then he can capture. But yeah, I guess it doesn't make too big a difference. Even though he can capture this now, it's still very strong. Black's outside is still very strong. And also, it's a Sente Gote thing as well. But he can probably just capture and leave it like this. I don't know which variation is better, actually. Because here, Black also has an Atari and Sente. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not too different. So, after this, we can see Black spent a move to reduce this to a pulp, and also got this big territory move as well. So I felt pretty happy at this point already. And then this fight was a little interesting as well. So I was talking about this follow-up move for the large knight's enclosure, which is usually pretty powerful. But in this case, since White doesn't have any co-threats, Black can just Hane and capture this stone. So by co-threats, I mean over here, when Black makes this Atari, can White start this ko? So after Black captures, right now White doesn't have any co-threats at all. So this wouldn't really work for White. So if White just plays this move, then this is game over, because Black has way too much potential in the center, and living on here is definitely not worth it for White. So usually if Black does a one-space pincer, though, White might choose this, because Black is wasting a move. But since these two stones are relatively far away, Black can actually make quite a bit of territory on this side. So the efficiency is still pretty good. So this 3-3 attachment doesn't work really. And then, so this is actually a common move to settle on the right side. So these are pretty good moves. And this is a very important move to get rid of White's eye space. Then he made this one space extension, which I guess was okay. And I don't think he should have extended here. Because Black isn't really going to... I think he should just do this directly. Because whenever he cut... So if I do this now... I mean, I don't think black can do anything anyway, because white can just push through, and there's nothing too much black can do. So yeah, because this exchange really makes black a lot stronger. If black just plays here, then it's not getting anything because white can peep here later. So this is bad shape. So I don't think that was a good exchange. But the main thing, I guess, was this sudden fight, which I kind of, yeah, he should definitely have just Atari'd back and extend, and then I'll probably just extend back. And I think this would be probably still really good for black, because white has this group that's kind of hanging here, so there's a lot of center moves here. White probably has to connect this stone back somehow. If white plays here, black will enclose this, and white will probably have to spend another move on the right side, and then black will attach. So yeah, it's kind of hard for white in this game. If white plays this move, then black can pretty easily just cut this middle stone off. For example, this is going to be Sente, and if white clamps, then black can just cut this stone off. And this is kind of just hanging in the middle, nowhere. And yeah, it's a pretty difficult game for white, nevertheless. But yeah, this is a very sudden fight. But we can see here that these 4 stones have so much forcing moves. So after the turn, it's just it's already very, very difficult for white. And even if white didn't make this mistake, it's probably going to be still not an easy game. So maybe white has to this move, because if white plays here, black can capture the stone in Sente, and the corner would be much bigger. So white has to do this, and that's actually also very painful. But then I was planning on just Atariing and pushing through anyway. It's still really, really good for black. And also white didn't have a chance to spin a move on this side, so the upper right group is also owning a move. So you can see all these groups are all really weak after white chose to fight. Well, because black's shapes are much stronger, black can connect back easily, and there's only this one group versus white's 2 groups. So still a very difficult game for white. But then after this, I just chose a very simple version. I just captured this and just let him live. And then I started to attack this group. So after this, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Actually, I made a slight mistake here. I probably shouldn't have made this Atari. It was a little aggressive, because he probably can Atari and push through. Like that. And it's kind of difficult for black to respond now. Probably have to Hane, and then he can Atari and connect this back. And then I would have to spend another. Oh, I can jump actually. So it's actually not too bad. I can jump and then connect back this way. But still, it's a little bit better for white, because white can get the first move to attack this black group now, and potentially gain from doing so. Actually, no, I don't need to make that jump first. I should just do this directly. And yeah, it's still not very easy for white to gain anything from attacking, and also black gains. So yeah, it's still difficult for white. But then after this, it's in the end. Yeah, basically after this, black has way too much territory. So I did a count in the game. Black is ahead by at least 20 points on the board right at this point. So yeah, that was it. And I think the main thing about this game is when you start a fight, you really need to consider quite a lot, and I think White played this move a little quickly. And when you create bad shape and when you cut your opponent, it's actually very easy to fall apart, and we saw that in this game. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like and subscribe. I will see you next time.